I'll be available.
Yeah, you spoke about corporate governance. Now, public sector, you have OMCs and you have upstream oil companies. All of these came out with their issues in 90s and early 2000. None of them wrote in their prospectus
what your issues are, which are the investments you have.
I think it's very clear. I mean, we all know that. I have no problem if tomorrow petrol is to be sold at 30 rupees, right? This thing is, as a minority shareholder, the money must flow in at the end of every month to the kitty of BPCL or HPCL so that I share my profits. In case they don't want to do that, let them buy out my minority shares and that's the end of it. Now, my question to you is, if I come to you, and I'll probably write to you tomorrow itself.
Please do.
Yeah, fine. And
I just want to make the point here.
Yeah.
I think corporate governance in India is not just an Indian family promoter issue. It is an issue with government-sponsored companies. It is an issue with multinational companies with subsidiaries. So this subject is fairly large, and we need to address that in a concerted way. Right? It's not limited to. It's very fashionable to say Indian family promoters are. It is not limited to that. It happens wherever the majority owner exercise excessive discretion in management, right? And therefore changes the goalpost. So I completely agree with you. We have to do it, and we will try it.
can I ask a second question?
Can we get the second question later? So,
Fine.
because I looked at the clock, we ran out of.
Hello.
I think that gentleman took the ATM example fairly seriously and literally. Sir, can I take this back with me?
Yeah.
This is an issue against a broker.
Yeah.
Mr. Vaidyanathan, I have a question. In the application forms, they write SEBI is not responsible for making all these statements by the companies. But ultimately, when the scan comes or when there is a problem, then all the government organizations start getting up. So why not save the person or the investor right from the first, rather than when they are sunk? And the second point is, you read the red letter very carefully. What is the red letter? There are pages and pages of those red letters. And who is given those red letters? When it's an ordinary investor at the time, and they go and find that red letter.
Sir, I think both are extremely important. I'll take the second one first. One of the things I always worry about is over disclosure or over excess information which makes no sense. So which is, for example, in mutual funds, therefore, what we said is that what is called KIM, Key Information Memorandum, has to first answer 7-8 questions. What's the investment objective? What's the investment strategy? What's the asset allocation? What is the risk? How it's mitigated? What is your benchmark, both index and peer group? What is the cost structure? These questions have to be answered in simple English. Then you can write your entire legal mumbo jumbo. So we have to do similar thing with respect to IPOs and offer documents. Without taking names, there was one which had an 800-page document. I'm sure even Asif wouldn't have gone through it cover to cover. Right? So there is we have to do something in simplifying disclosures and making relevant disclosure. Otherwise, somebody will say, oh, I disclosed this. So we have to take business away from chartered accountants and lawyers and give it back to others so that it becomes simpler. The first point which you made about, in the first round we say that this is neither approved nor rejected, blah, blah, blah. But when there is a problem, we all come in. I think one of the things you are going to be seeing is surveillance hitherto again, this is also to do with evolution of SEBI. SEBI happened because of the background with which happened. Surveillance was focused on market surveillance. What are brokers doing? What are the transactions doing? Who is trying to do rig the price? Who is trying to hammer the price? Blah blah. But that's just one part of surveillance. Alongside market surveillance is corporate surveillance. So what you would have heard recently, SEBI come out and say, we're going to be we're going to be investing in a level of forensic accounting. Right? For example, there are so many balance sheets filed. There are so many annual reports filed. Now, somebody has to review them. Yes, today we work on disclosure. Please put everything there. There are enough analysts, enough journalists, enough people who comment on it, write about it. But we need to have a different approach altogether. We need to have a more process-orientated due diligence process of these filings. Now, obviously, the fruit of that is not going to happen tomorrow. Market surveillance, what you're seeing today, is investments made over the last 15 years and keep improving. But we have to make a start, and that's the start which SEBI said we're going to be investing. Because only if these two go together, corporate and market surveillance, then do you, as an investor, feel confident that these things coming to me has gone through some sanity check somewhere. And somebody is catching if things are not adding up.